developer guide, we can write in the last list of input tags. List of input tags. List of input tags. We have one call text to take the only text input from user. Oh, I should start from. In developer guide, you are making the note for what are the input field we have. So one we have called text. Second we have called number to take only number value from user. The third we have called email to take especially email ID from user. Next we have password to take only password from user. Next we have called DateTime to take maybe date of birth or any kind of date, time, year, AM, PM from user. Next we have called file. If you want to upload any kind of file, word file, photo, audio, video, you can use file input. Next we have called select. Select. When we click on drop down, somewhere drop down will open. City, state, pin code, city. We select country, we select locality, area, we select from the drop down. That is called select. Element name is select. Next we have one more called checkbox. Checkbox. Next we have called password. Not password, radio. Radio, where user can select anyone from the given option. Next we have called text area, multi-line input. Next we have called button. It is of two types. One is called submit button. Another one is called reset button. Okay, written. Submit, reset, one more button you have. That also we can make a note. This we will be using under the JavaScript especially. Once you go in JavaScript, then we'll use type equal to button. Now single line description we can write. The first one for what purpose? To take text input from user. From user. Second one, to take number input from user. The third one, to take only email ID from user. Next one, password to take secure value from user. Here instead of take, you can make it meaningful to ask text input from user, to ask number input from user, to ask only email ID from user, to ask. You can write here call secure value from user, secure input from user, input from user. Next is DateTime local, to ask date, month, year, date, day, month, year, hour, AM and PM from user. So it will AM and PM. So it is just for a date time selection. File to upload any type of file like text, number, audio, video, or in the Facebook you upload the video, you upload the photo. In the Gmail you attach the file. That's called file only. Type equal to file. Select for what purpose? To choose from given option. Choose from given option. User has to choose from the given option. Checkbox. This is also to check multiple or one from given option. To check one or multiple, one or many option from given. To check one or many option from given. User cannot enter there. They have to select it. Radio. To check any one from given option. To check anyone from given option. User should select anyone from the given option. Text area for what purpose? To ask multi-line input from user. To ask multi-line input from user. This is the button for action purpose. For user action. After filling the form, user has to do something. They will click on submit button, they will click on reset button, or they will click on button. If they will click on button, then it has to be JavaScript based. JavaScript should be there in the background to process and do further things. If JavaScript is not there, last button will not work. These two buttons will work directly. We will see how it is going to happen. Okay, hope written. Now we will create a folder called input tags. Input tag will be the folder name, and under the input tag you will create a file tag list .html. Input tag, you will create a separate folder, and in that folder you will create a file called taglist.html. Input tag will be the separate folder. In that we'll write a file called taglist.html. Create folder and create one file. Okay, so hope you created the folder. Input tag. Input tag one folder where one file you will create, and file name will be taglist.html. File name will be taglist.html. Taglist.html. HTML will start, head will follow. Head you can leave now, body you can follow. Follow the body tag. H1 you write here. HTML input tags syntax example. HTML input tags syntax example. Next, after that, come down. Right there called text box. Text. So we can write here input type equal to text. After that, it is independent element. It is independent tag. So you will not close separately. You can close together. Okay, it will create a text box where you can enter anything. Second one, you write number. Input type equal to number. This is the basic syntax of creating the element. How you can create the input element. Then for one element, there is many properties are there. We will see in the next example. Input type equal to number. Next, call password. Input type equal to password. Input type equal to password. Save it and we'll run the file. 3 input field will come. One will take only number, second will take text number both, last will take everything, but it will not display you. It's called a password type, hidden type. Value will be visible, but as a dot dot dot. Whatever we enter, it will get replaced by dot. Check the file. Something like this. One is the text, we can enter anything. Second is especially for number purpose. Up down arrow key you have, you can increase, decrease. Last one is just especially for the encrypted file. It will take the text, but it will not display the text. It will be just showing as a dot dot dot. Okay, next we will write the BR tag so that we can break the line. Or BR if you are not writing also, leave it, write call H3 is the block level tag, it will break the line. Okay, we have one more, then we can write the break level tag, email. Email, input type equal to email. Input type equal to email. So this element is designed such a way where when you enter the value and click on submit button, your browser will check automatically the email field is holding the proper email ID, @ is there or not, .com, .co, .in, .org is there or not, username is there or not, domain name is there or not. So it will check all the 4 combination. If your input is passing 4 combination, then it's valid, else it will say invalid. Okay, now come next. We can write one H3 and we can write here call select. Select. We can write here call select tag open and select tag close. Inside we can write option choose. Next option, some city name. Okay, something like this. H3 I have written so that it will go to the new line. It will break the line automatically, else everything will print in the same way. See now. By default, it will say choose. Once we click on that, drop down will open. Once we click on that, drop down will open automatically. So in text time we input as a number. In text we can give everything. If it is the input type equal to text, we can give everything. And to control that, to control that, here user should not enter the number. HTML will not help you. JavaScript, we have to write the validation. Using JavaScript validation, we can identify the given number, given input is a string or number. If a number, then we can filter it out. If it is a string, then let it go. Here also, in the number one, it will not allow to enter. In some browser, if enter also, once you click on submit button, JavaScript will come. It will check number type, what you have entered, a string or number. If it is a string, then it will reject and your page will be invalid. Message will come, please enter the number. Okay, so this select once, see here, it's coming like this, drop down. We have one more type of select. Let's write that. That is called select with OPT option. OPT group, select with OPT group. So this is one simple select. In that, you can display the option, user can select one. We have other select option where we can display the content category wise, so that it will be helpful for user to filter the content properly. Write one more select. You can write here first select with or select and OPT group. Select and OPT group. Select you have to start and select you have to end. Select start, select end. Write their option, choose. Next, come inside, write one option, OPT group open, OPT group close. In that, label we can apply, label, let's keep call laptop. So this will represent only laptop category item. Let's keep next call mouse. It will represent the only mouse category item. Right, next call books. Let it be 3. If you run this file, you cannot select the laptop, mouse and books. That represent the category name. It represents the kind of a headline. Under this laptop, mouse and books category, whichever we are going to write, that will be visible to user, and user can select that. So we'll go here. Okay, you write it 3 OPT group, run your page and check once also. Option is showing, but you can't select it. Option will show, but you cannot select that. Okay. Now you will come under the first OPT group. Write till here. Let me know once you have completed. Okay, so we'll go to the laptop OPT group and you will open the option here. Dell, one more option, HP, one more option, Lenovo, one more option, yes sir. Let's keep like this. Four option under the laptop category. Under the mouse category, option index. Next option, eyeball. Come to the books. Under the books, you write one option from HTML side, from the CSS side. Let it be 3. We'll check this much. Okay, wrote till here. Check now. It should look like this. You can see under the Dell 4 items. Under the mouse 2 items. Under the books 3 items. That is called OPT group. OPT group. Using OPT group, you can categorize the content. So when the user will come, they want to select, right? Laptop also can be from the Dell. Mouse also can be from the Dell. So all the laptop one place and all the mouse another place. Yes, will be clear for user to select it. That is called OPT group. So option we have OPT option also we have with OPT group. Come next. Let me check. Is that looks similar? Check your message once. Okay. Come next then. After select, we will create next call file upload. So we'll write here one H3 and we can write file upload. We have input type equal to file. 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 It will give you browse option. It will give us browse option. Something like this. Choose file. From here we can click and we can select any file. Come next. H3. Right call. Next we have called checkbox. Checkbox. We can write below input type equal to checkbox. Write something. Bangalore. One more checkbox. Mumbai. One more checkbox. Pune. One more checkbox. Delhi. So here 4 checkboxes will come and user can select one, user can select two, or user can select all. Okay. So in that there will not be any limitation. User can select all also, one also, and none also. If you want to limit something where user should select only one, then checkbox will be required. Radio button say out of multiple, people can select anyone. Checkbox says out of multiple, user can select one also, user can select multiple also. Okay, user can select one also, or user can select multiple also in the case of checkbox. Checkbox, multiple we can select. Let us check now. It's like this. 1, 2, last, middle, whichever you want. Okay, it has a property, like lot of property we have, we will be making a note. You can write here checked, T-H-E-C-K-E-D. Checked equal to checked. So by default, one checkbox will come automatically checked. Checked equal to checked. Or checked also if you write it will work. But this is the right syntax. Checked equal to checked. Fine. Checked equal to checked. So one will come by default selected. Something like this. Come to the radio button now. H3 I am writing in between so that it will print in the new line. Because all the input tags are inline tag. Whichever the input tag we have written, we are writing, all are inline. All will print in the same line. So it will become mix up. So H3 we follow, everything will go to the new line. All element will print in the new. Now write input type equal to radio. Input type equal to radio. Write here again some city name, suppose Bangalore, Mumbai and Chennai. Mumbai and Chennai. Okay, check now. You can select all the city. In radio button also we can select all city. We have limited. Okay, so let's come to the browser. We can see here, you can select all three city, but limitation says radio button should not allow to select multiple. Any one you can select. Property will help us. Let's come inside the code. You have to use the property called name property. We will discuss on this. We'll make a note. But now you write what you have to do for all three radio button. You have to give the same name. Name should be common for all three radio button. Suppose I give a name call anything, gender, not gender, give call city. Name as a city. Here also name as a city. And here also name as a city. All three places give the common name. Okay. After that, you will see it will not allow you to select multiple. Any one you can select. It will go for the browser condition. Browser have the feature saying like if it is a radio button and names are common, it should not allow multiple. That browser will take care. Browser will not allow to select multiple if the name is common. But again, for better understanding, right? A person is selecting the Bangalore or Mumbai or Chennai. Fine, he is able to select only one. But a person is selecting Mumbai, what will store in backend? What will store in database? So for that, you have to give the value property. These all are the property. Okay, value property. Assume for Bangalore, you write as a 1. If a person will select Bangalore, for him in database, it will store as a 1. The value can be anything. It is not like 1, 2, 3. Just for example, I am writing clear. So value as a 2 for Mumbai. If a person will select the Mumbai, for him in database, value will store as a 3. If a person is selecting call Chennai, for him in database, value will store as a 3. So for name is same, but according to selection of the user, the value will be different. If a person is selecting Mumbai, Then under the city variable, value will store as a 2. If a person is selecting Chennai, the variable name will be city only, but value will be 3. If a person will select called Bangalore, the variable will be city, whereas value will be 1. So according to selection, the value will be different, but browser will not allow to select multiple because the name is common. People was asked in interview 5 years before, difference between radio button and checkbox. But now this question become lower level question. Okay, there is a so difficult questions are available in the market. So in front of this difficult question, this question become people feel like, okay, you know this all by default. Okay, let us come. So the checkbox what we have created, in that also will give the name, but it will be in the form of array. Once time will come, I'll guide you how it will be. But now you see, you cannot select the multiple city, you can select only one. Assume I selected call Mumbai. For Mumbai, what is the name? Name of the element. Name of the element is city. Name of the element is city. And under city element, under the city variable, this city it's going to work like a variable container. Under the city container, if you have selected Mumbai, so the value will go as a 2. If you have selected the Chennai, container name still is city only, but the value will be 3. Values are different, okay, but name is common. Okay, now come down. The radio button we can use if you want to select only one. Checkbox you can use if you want to select multiple. Come now, we have next call. What and all we wrote? DateTime. So write DateTime local. H3 you can write here. DateTime local. DateTime local. DateTime local. We can write here input type equal to DateTime hyphen local. Okay, it will give kind of a calendar symbol. Once you click on that, it will display the proper date picker where you can select and let me go ahead. So you date picker look like this as a complete calendar. This is for AM PM. Now let me select this. It is saying like 7:59. 7 o'clock. Okay. This is date, month, year, hour, and second. Okay. Next, after that, come down. We have next list of buttons. H3 you write button. Okay, button. Next we can write here a button. It has a type called submit. It has a property type equal to submit. We can write here any text. For example, I wrote called submit. Next, you can write call reset. We can write here call reset. Submit and reset. Next, we can write another button. Type equal to button only. But when you write type equal to button, it's near JavaScript. On click of this button, you have to call the JavaScript, and with the help of JavaScript, you have to do the functionality. Button. Okay. Button is only for the show purpose as of now. It will not work. To make it functional, we have to do something else. Okay, come next. We can see this just basic of like this. All three look similar design wise by default. Even functionality is not there. We have to make it functionality, then it will work. Okay, so this file is only for the syntax purpose. How we can write the checkbox, how we can write the radio button, how we can write the select, how we can write number field and all. Now inside the same folder, input tag folder, we will create 5-6 files, and in those files we will understand the property of input tags. Property of input tags. Come to developer guide and write here. List of property in input tags. List of property in input tags. Okay. List of property in input tags. Now let me show you one example from somewhere. This page I open, it's a Google search, Google page, by default browser default page. In that Google box is there, and in the Google box it's written search Google or type a URL. Written search Google or type a URL, right? Now when I click in browser, you can see in this text box, the upper text box where we type the URL is written Google search or type the URL, correct? Now let me go to the our or any one website. Suppose I am going to our website only. You can see here one text box is there. In that is written inside enter name. Here also you can see enter name. Enter your name, your mobile number, your email ID and something. Now suppose in this text box, nothing is written here. It's like a plain. What will happen? Some user will enter the mobile number, some user will enter the, here also suppose plain, and here also let it be here something. 2-3 text boxes are there. One place is written called mobile number. Okay, user will understand I have to enter my mobile number here. Now 2 more are there. In these 2, there is no any kind of guidance. One user will enter your email ID in the first box. Second user will enter the name in the first box. Correct? So where this value will go after after clicking on submit button, where this value will go, their value will become mix up. Sometime a user has given the name first. Sometime a user has given his email ID first. Sometime user has wrote his message itself first, right? Value will become mixer. So for that, we have a property called placeholder. This is coming from the placeholder only. You can see under the text box is written your name. That is coming from the property called placeholder. Okay, so we can write here placeholder. Placeholder. What is going to help us? You can write it is for input guidance. What user should enter? For that, we are going to guide them. So it is for input guidance. Okay, for input guidance. Second, we can write call size, a property called size. Sometime what you have to do, like suppose you are going to ask the pin code from user. So pin code, Indian pin code is a 6-digit. 6-digit only, no? So 6-digit number we can take in a small text box. Sometime you are going to ask enter your, you can say, full address. User will enter into the long text. Sometime you will ask user enter your particular details. So what you have to do, according to input, the size of the text box, the width of the text box should be less or more. Okay, width of the text box may be less or more. So in that case, this property will help you. It's called a size property. Okay. It used to set width for, it used to set the width for text, email, password, text, email, password. What else? Okay. Text, email, password for 3 only. It is not applicable for number. We have a property called max length. Max length. Assume user is going to enter the password. If will not allow limit, someone will enter their entire home address as a password. Someone will enter 1 character, someone will leave empty, someone will enter 50 character. So we will limit in that, saying like minimum and maximum. Minimum 6 character or maximum 8 character. So maximum limit we can apply through HTML. In HTML, we have a property called max length. Once you apply max length 8 or 10 or 12, after that user cannot type anything. Typing will become stop. So it will set the length for the text. It will set the length for the email, password, and you can say text in character. So we can write it used to set. It used to set limit. It used to set input limit. Input limit in character for, it used to set the for this. Which one? Text, email, and number. Even you can apply this one for text area. There also it will work. Write one more property. That is called rows. Rows. What this rows property will do? It used to increase the, or it used to set the height for text area. It used to set height for text area. And we have a property called cols, COLS. It used to set the width for text area. So for text area, we have written one. Oh, we have not written text area in this file. Yes, text area we have not written. That was running in mind. Something is missing. Okay, so text area we have not written, we'll write it in the coming example. So for text area, if you want to increase the height and width, you have to use the property called rows and calls. Using rows, we can increase the height. Using calls, we can increase the width. Okay, I wrote it. Now create a file, form1.html. Form1.html in input tag folder. Form1.html, form1.html in input tag folder. There we will implement placeholder, size, max length, rows and calls. Form1.html. Next come to the form1.html file. In the same folder, input tag folder. Okay, start from HTML, follow the body tag, use the form tag, FORM. We will discuss on that. So many property values are there. Okay, form open close. Inside the form, you create a table. Functionality of the form will be clear. Now, inside the table, we'll keep a align between center. Cell padding should be 10. You will use here one caption tag. Under the caption tag, H1 is okay. Contact us. Write a TR. Follow the TH inside. We can write call. Then you will create a TD. Input type equal to text. Write a placeholder on enter name. Okay, rotate. Sequence should appear like this. In the same line, placeholder is coming here. Enter name. If you write anything, name will get, placeholder will go. Once you enter the value, placeholder will go. Right, should look like this. Write the next year. Next year will be TH mobile number. Okay, mobile number. In mobile number field, placeholder will be applicable. It will work. Input type equal to number. Placeholder, enter mobile number. Enter mobile number. Placeholder is applicable here also. We have written something placeholder for input guidance. Okay. We have not added any limit. Access correct only. Come down. Write this too and check once your page is running or not. Next, after that, it's look like this. Come to next, write one more TR. PH email ID ATD input type equal to email placeholder equal to enter email ID. Type equal to number will write. Type equal to number will be there. Type equal to number. Yes. Next, we can add one more TR for the text area to enter the multi-line message. TR, TH, your message ed open close. Text area open close. Placeholder will work here. Enter. Text area is ready. Check now. It should come little big box. But even it is option is there, we can resize it. You can see it has the option to resize. You can resize it, something like this. But this should happen through the code. When the page will run, this message box should appear like this. Automatically, the height should be bigger and width also should be bigger according to our need. So we can go here and we can use the property called rows. ROWS, rows equal to represent the height. Anything 5, 6, 7 you can give. Calls, COLS. Calls give 30, 40. Then see. Width will be more, height will be less. Width will be more, height will be less. Okay, let us see it now. Something like this. Width become bigger. How to disable resize option? CSS. In the CSS, we have a property called resize none. In CSS, we have a property called resize none. From there, we can disable the property. Okay. In HTML property, I am not sure. I don't know. Property is not there almost. Text area DISABLE disable resize. HTML you should not have property. See, the people have suggested directly here called CSS. You can see first line itself, resize none. A resize property there in CSS that we can make as a none. It will go. 3 website I open. Let me see once. Anyone have given suggestion? Here is the option in CSS resize none. Okay. This one in CSS resize none. Another website what it says here also says text area resize none. Okay, here everywhere. That's what in the HTML you have no any property. You have to use from where? CSS. In CSS we have a property called resize none. Using that and remove this. Now come for the text boxes. Now come down, write a button first. write a tr here. Call span equal to 2. Call span 2. You will write here property called button. Property called button. In that you can write send a message. Now for this button type property we can use called submit. Submit. You can use one more property called reset. Here we can write called clear all. TH call span reason to write is we wanted the buttons would come in the center. We wanted the buttons would come in the center. So we wrote call span 2 and tag name called TH. Once you give call span 2, TH will cover the full area and automatically the nature of TH is to print in the middle. Your content will come in the middle automatically. Automatically it will come in the middle. Okay, I wrote it. Button appear. Now next we can make this name also little bigger, email ID also little bigger. Mobile number you can't increase the width without CSS because size property is not there. Go to the email box. In email box, write a property called size, SIJB 40 and see once. For email, you can write size equal to 40. Okay, now come to the next. For the name property, write again size property 40. For mobile also you can write and check once it's getting resized or not. Type equal to number you have written. Most of the browser will not support the size property for number type. Okay, try in Mozilla Chrome IE. Let me show you. Size property we have written. Now the length of email and full name got increased, whereas the length of mobile remained same. Okay, so that represent this property is not exist for the type equal to number. Then you will say, I want to increase the size of mobile also. CSS we have, CSS will come. Using CSS, we can extend the property of HTML and we can make it suitable as per our requirement. Okay. Right. Next, after this, we need to see the max length property. Max length property come for the text area. Okay. And first change the message, enter message in 100 characters. 100 characters. So user will try to enter their message in 100 characters. You have to limit here max length equal to 100. If you will not limit here, user will copy the text from internet, 3-4 page content, and paste under the text area and submit. Okay. So unusual content will start coming. If you keep limit, only 100 character it will take. First 100 character, what you type, it will take. After that, it will ignore it. You cannot type itself. It will not take after that. So keep max length as 100. Save it. Run the file. Type in the text area ABCD. Try writing up to 100 character. Try more than that. See, is it taking more than 100? Not. It will take up to 100. ABCD. It's got to stop. After 100, it will not take. That will come as a max length. Sometime you will face the problem, like you will write the placeholder, but it will not display here. Okay, sometime you will write the placeholder and it will not display here. What will be the reason? Let's go here. You can see I have written text area, placeholder, rows, calls, max length, everything is okay. Now between open and close of the text area, you can see I have not given any space. Any space is there? No space. If you will give a space here, it will consider as a value. As soon as you give the space between open and close of the text area, it will consider as a value. And if value will come, placeholder will not display. Let me show you. Now I have given two space here. Let me go to the browser. You will find it will not display the, see, message is coming, placeholder is not coming. When I click here, my cursor will blink after one space. Why? Because the space what we are given, that becomes a value. So whenever you write the text area and give the placeholder, make sure between open and close, no space. Okay, open and close, no space. If you give a space, your placeholder will not come. Everything will be fine, but placeholder will not come. Why placeholder will not come? Now suppose I'll write here one space I have given you saw. Now I'll write for Marathali. Marathali I wrote. When I go to the browser, under the text area, by default Marathali will display. Okay, let me go here and reload the page. By default Marathali is coming. So how to display the default value under the text area? That is between open of the text area and close of the text area, whatever the content you will write here, it will consider as a value. And if value is there, placeholder will not come. Value can be A to Z, alphanumeric, anything, or value can be white space also. So when I write here a space, this is also a value, right? So when by mistake white space will be given, or by mistake white space will come here, you will not see the placeholder. Okay, so that we will makes here. Okay, no space between open and close of the text area at any moment. Right, so hope till here we got some idea. After tomorrow class, you can do the form related assignment. Tomorrow I'll explain you a form we have written here. Form has multiple property. Text box, one text box you saw two property now. Placeholder and size. Another place you saw placeholder and max length, right? Another one rows and columns. So for one text box, nearly 10 property we have. 10. Then only it is going to deal with the user requirement, and then only it is going to deal with all the technologies. HTML will be on the front. CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery, Angular, React, all are just sitting surrounding. All has to deal with the HTML. HTML has to deal with the browser, correct? So HTML, definitely there will be a lot of property. Then only it will deal with all the technologies, right? So list of properties we have, nearly 10 properties we have for one input element. We will implement and we'll see. And when in the future, when you join the company, you have to use that. That is called requirement. Okay. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow.